Alright, everything's right. Yeah, welcome to Dark Heresy. Alright, Zach, it's all you. It's
All right.
all you.
Well, this is going to be awfully exciting because there's going to be some reading, and then there's going to be very little of anything else. So, welcome to Dark Heresy Illumination.
Yay.
We don't even have. Oh. It's just a blank space for racks.
Yeah, it's just a black hole where Danny should be.
It's going to be very, very boring. I don't have anyone to spice it up.
We can't fuck him over because he didn't show up.
No, we could still fuck him over, and he gets to find out if he lived.
The answer is no.
Good.
Ouch.
And not through my own decision.
Spoilers? Much?
It's not a spoiler. Everyone expected him to die.
It's true.
Enough.
Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and not reread that white text that I finished on last time.
Alright.
All you need to know is you made it to Stern Hope. You made it to the gates. Some guy eyed you over and then was like, nah, you're cool. You can come in.
Before we do that, Hack needs to tell us all about his backstory because presumably he's been traveling with us this entire time.
That's
Good.
very true.
Let's go ahead and retcon that shit right now.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. This open. God, I wrote so much this time.
Yeah.
Alright. Hack Pontius, 26-year-old human male, muscular, with fair skin, gray hair, and watery blue eyes. Born on the Forge world JXM-A18Z, which is a Forge world. Divination, know the mutant, kill the mutant, is a backstory. I don't recall much of my childhood, if you could call it that. I was often chastised as being unusual, as I preferred the company of a data slate over other children. As well, passerby and village folk said that I excelled at repairing machines. I thought back then that all things mechanical whispered their secrets to everyone. I recall working out of the shack we called home, repairing what I could to help make ends meet, as my parents were laborers in the forges. After repairing a traveling cleric's bolt pistol, word spread across our quaint world, and sure enough, the mechanic has heard of my natural abilities. Not long after I was dragged away from what little family I had left and taken to the artisan of the forges, he turned me away, but said perhaps the janitor would have use of such a specimen. Can't talk today, damn it. The janitor, having recently turned his last apprentice into a servitor, needed a replacement. However, upon meeting me, balked at the idea of my apprenticeship. The janitor, Cromwell Victus, as with many of our brethren, would be considered an oddity by normal conventions. A man that was half machine and just as cold as one, his experiments borderline inhumane. At first, Victus just had me observe the workers to understand how the machines worked and how things were manufactured. He also had me make note of the value of materials and the metal of lesser humans. In his quarters, he often prattled about unusual things like his thirst of knowledge, his experiments, and fragments of thought I later found to be heretical. As time went by, my indoctrination in the Mechanicus continued with further edification. This often meant grueling tests of the mind. I knew should I fail, I'd befall the same fate as my predecessor, now the shell of a man, but infinitely more useful in his current condition, as Victus often said. The years were tough, as I spent all hours of the day either in the forges or at the side of Victus in his lab. As I began to prove my worth, I earned my crimson robes first. Slowly I began receiving my implants, as Victus insisted I master each implant before proceeding with the next. After everything was said and done, I was more akin to my predecessor, but was granted the knowledge and implants necessary to prove my worth to the Omnissiah. Shortly after receiving my last implant, Victus passed on to me something he had kept to himself. His last gift was that of the details regarding the Malgresian tech heresy and his involvement and inspiration of. He was one of the many of our brethren tasked with finding Malgris the Damned and putting him to justice. as he was a practitioner of the forbidden silica animus and corpse vivification. The details are heretical. Victus told me in the hopes that I would not succumb to corruption and to keep my quest of knowledge pure to the 16 precepts. My thirst for knowledge was often boundless, but it came at a heavy price. In most circumstances, as I traveled, I exchanged my services as a technomat for board or guilt for travel. On one of my many journeys, I met an acolyte of the Inquisitor Al-Subai. The acolyte praised his master as being a xenophobe that advocated the destruction of everything alien. One of the cult mechanicus precepts reads, "The alien mechanism is a perversion of the true path." His conviction sang to my core. I eventually met the good Inquisitor, understanding of my desire to eliminate all things alien as my duty as a servant of the Omnissiah. The Inquisitor decided to make me an acolyte of his quest, or in his quest. In exchange for his zealous desire, he was to help me with my quest of knowledge to perhaps one day further our understanding of the Omnissiah and the machine spirits. Do you want me to read the other stuff too? The Inquisition and things? Yeah, okay. Inquisition means to me, it means to quench my thirst for knowledge and in my duties, perhaps to gain further insight. It also serves as a means to execute the precepts of the cult mechanicus on those that dare commit blasphemous acts against the machine spirits. Sacrifice my flesh and humanity in exchange for metal as to honor the Omnissiah and as to better understand his will. Desire, an Omnissiah acts, a holy icon worthy of those that prove themselves in glorious battle, as I believe it to be useful in my quest in unlocking the secrets of the Omnissiah. Hate, Xenos, all in technology, and those ignorant of the machine spirits, and my mantra is, in the end lies glory. And I forgot to do my bond, so
Alright.
this next time probably.
Doesn't really matter for the bonds. You have one person here. And
I have a bond
That's
with you,
true.
though.
That's true.
Yeah.
all right. And what are you doing here specifically?
I didn't write that.
Okay.
The last little bit that talked about Al-Sabai was just kind of my way of connecting myself to
The Cabal.
well, the Cabal, but then also Van Voyten or Van Voygen.
Yoigen.
Yeah, because Al-Sabai was a subordinate of Van Voygen's.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we'll just say that he's one of the actual points of contact, like all of us. Though we came from other Inquisitors, Decker or whatever the actual Inquisitor that sent us here,
Yeah.
requisitioned us from them.
Fair enough. So are we all caught up and prepared for,
Unless
let's
you want
call
me
it
to
excitement?
read my bonds, since I'm the only one who has them.
If you want, go for it.
Alright, since that'll be quick, 2 sentences.
Yeah.
My bond with Rax, who did not show up, is that I will save him from making a huge mistake. Shouldn't be too hard. My bond for Hack is that I know his secret, and I don't trust him.
Okay.
And that's that. Zach, take
Exciting.
it away.
Exciting stuff. I hope you are all prepared for this excitement.
Oh, I'm not. I wasn't here last time, so I have no idea what's going on.
We showed up. We literally just walked to Sternhope.
You walked through a desert.
Well, we drove through a desert.
Yeah.
Danny got a little scared, and then we arrived at Sternhope, and that was about it. I got a gun.
Okay.
I picked a gun up off the ground, and Zach wanted to fuck one or both of us over, and it didn't happen. So I just got a free gun.
Mm.
But you've
Cool.
got nowhere to sell it here.
I don't care. I'll sell it later.
Yeah.
Or I'll just give it to Danny. I don't give a shit.
So, yeah, that's all you missed.
Okay.
You
So
drove through the desert for 2 days, and then you showed up here, and you showed up to the gate, and someone was like, nah.
I don't like you people, but I like Aristarchus, so you guys can come in.
He just stared you down, and Aristarchus was like, get off the truck and do as he says. And then he didn't say anything else, and he was just like, yeah, you can come in.
Alright,
Mm.
so now that we're in the gates, what happens?
All right. I don't have to do voices.
You love voices. Voices are your favorite part.
If you don't want to do voices, you ought to get a voice manipulator program.
And that would take too long. Do voices.
Yeah, I'm gonna do voices. I just don't want to do voices.
You love voices. Voices are what you live for.
Yeah. So you have just made your way through the gates. It's great. Everybody's having a good time.
Program.
And that would take too long.
Richard read the sights and sounds last time. Let me get rid of my
It's
sketch.
a bullshit, desolate place where there's a bunch of people running around, and it's a cathedral.
It's a shithole.
Yeah, it's like everything.
It's a
else.
sad
middle of-
shithole surrounding
middle of
a
nowhere.
giant, nice cathedral that nobody's allowed inside of.
Yeah, it's a middle of nowhere off the side of a mountain, shithole area with a nice cathedral in the middle.
Well, that's a little tense.
Yep, a lot of people living in shanties right now. It's
Mhm.
great. It's great.
Everybody living in shanties right now, except for like some of the higher ups.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, anyone building it is living in a shanty. So,
Yay.
yeah. So, if you look at the map, you can see where you guys are,
Mm-hmm.
and you're driving your truck up the main road.
Mm.
But as you do so, a strong voice hails the party from the side of the path. So, you may all turn and look and be very excited to see a smiling, heavy-set man in dark robes of a monk. He approaches you with a shuttered lamp in his hands. He looks at your weapons very quickly, but then dismisses them and gives you a giant grin and winks with one bright blue eye. Greetings, pilgrims! Such faith and preparations, it's admirable to see. You are the help that the abbot is sent for, yes? Truly we are not forgotten. I'm Brother Lamarck, one of the churchmen of this mission. Welcome to Stern Hope! The abbot awaits your pleasure at the priory in the morning after you are rested. Retarded, whatever. Unfortunately, he is currently occupied and apologizes for not greeting you himself.
Is he done
So-
now?
He's done with the white box, but he makes a point to turn to each of you and firmly grasps one of your hands with both of his, giving you a sturdy handshake.
Can I refuse the handshake?
You can try, I mean, yeah. You're gonna have to roleplay it. You can just say no. He reaches his hands out, grabs Allie's.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing well, brother. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Have you had any trouble on your travels?
Oh, just a little, you know. Driving, it was quite a long and hot way here, but I'm glad we're here now and bask
Of course.
under the glory of this new cathedral.
Glorious it is.
God, I'm charming.
And you, sir! He turns to Rax. He turns past Rax.
Rex shakes his hand and goes, yeah.
My good tech priest.
I'll just kind of stare at him and release a little bit of air from my respirator unit.
Yes. Well.
Don't mind him, he's not very friendly. Horrible conversation the entire trip up.
Of course. Silly tech priests.
Yes, silly tech priests.
So, throughout this entire thing, Aristarchus remains silent. Kind of at the back of the party, not really paying much attention to Brother Lamarck. Brother Lamarck does not make a point to greet him, but he is not ignoring him.
Mm-hmm.
They have met. But seeing as this is Aristarchus' first trip, his eyes have not left, or his gaze has not left the cathedral. Or what you presume to be the cathedral, because it's the only building in this shithole.
Because it's a massive cathedral?
Because it's a massive cathedral in a shithole.
Yeah, alright.
So,
I can accept that.
Hmm?
Nothing. Continue.
okay. So, if the acolytes have nothing else to say, Lamarck is going to begin leading you away.
Brother, how long have you been here? Have you been here since the cathedral began being built?
Of course! I've been here from the beginning, doing the God Emperor's work. Truly, this is a glorious endeavor.
Indeed, indeed. Have you seen anything unusual during the construction of it?
Not for the bulk of the construction, I'd have to say no. Though recently I have grown slightly concerned, but nothing I've witnessed myself, merely murmurings of the Ashleen and other builders.
Oh, and what were these murmurings, if you don't mind?
Lights in the hills, some very faint, but also, how would you say, disconnected rumors of psyker phenomena? Nothing, or warp phenomena? Nothing that holds it together, nothing consistent. Merely rumors of happenings around. The lights are the only things I've witnessed.
Oh, so you've witnessed the lights.
Yes. To me, nothing special, but to everyone else, it has them spooked.
Well, I suppose we should just be a bit more cautious, but I pray that here we will be safe in the sanctity of this grand cathedral.
Truly, and what's the Aquila?
The Aquila?
Okay. Truly.
Truly.
So.
Alright, that's all I really want to ask him about.
Okay. Time to scroll back up through shit.
Although that's not... Well, yeah, that's the Imperial Raptor, which is generally more of like a guard thing.
It's a guard thing?
Like an Imperial Guard symbol, because this is a militaristic symbol.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because it's the strength of the Imperium. Although, like, priests and stuff will use it too.
Fair enough.
Because it is.
I'll keep that in mind. I thought it was...
The Imperial Salute for most anything is just that.
Well, I didn't think it was an Imperial Salute. I thought it was, like, it had a slightly more religious connotation to it.
Yeah, some priests use it because, like, you know, they feel that they are the strength of the Imperium. That the Guard and all that are just to keep the Xenos at bay. But they are the heart and soul of the Imperium that keeps it safe from the far more dangerous enemy of the Warp. Anyways.
Okay. So, let me get off of Skype and go over to here.
Yay.
So, your home meeting was somewhere around here, but he has begun to lead you over to the Crying Clota guest hall.
Alright. Good.
So, he walks you over, not really telling you where you're going, but, you know, it's not like you had to walk miles to get there. You could see it from the entrance, but it was quite a ways away, so...
I like him, he's a trustworthy guy, I'll follow him.
Yeah. So he leads you there, and once you arrived, this is the Crying Clota guest hall. This is where you'll be staying. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll tell the abbot you've arrived.
Excellent, thank you.
Of course. And he walks off through the sea of tents.
Okay.
So, the Crying Clota is... So, I'm assuming you guys are walking inside.
Yes.
Okay. Put your stuff down and whatnot. But, it is surprisingly spacious. It is much larger on the inside than it looks on the outside.
Good.
It is pretty Spartan, which I'm sure is a word that exists 40,000 years into the future.
Yeah, I use it all the time, so...
Yeah. So, and it's a bit dusty, both because there is no actual floor, and it's not well maintained. But you guys are accommodated 2 to a room, so Rax and Hack will share a room, and Allie gets her own room, and Aristarchus his own.
Okay.
So, as you've been guided inside, Aristarchus turns to you and says, "And here we are. I'm feeling tired. Travel isn't what it used to be for me. If Abbot Sky arrives before dawn, send him my way if you please. Some of you may wish to have a talk with the locals, But be wary if you decide to go and have a look about outside. Remember that Iocanthos has no moons. The nights are near pitch black." So he nods to you and kind of saunters off to his room.
All right.
What is the approximate time?
You said it was late
You guys arrived here
afternoon.
in the evening. It's probably like 8 o'clock right now. The last remnants of the sun are beginning to go down. Everyone, if anyone is moving, they're doing so with a lamp.
Okay.
Not that it's completely necessary at this point, but in about 20 minutes it will be.
All right.
Hack, I believe I will just go out and get a feel for the surroundings. You can stay here if you wish, or join me.
I will stay here. I'll check over my weapons.
Very good. If I need anything, I will call for you. And I leave the guest hall.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see if there's anything interesting that I see when I step outside.
Okay.
Anything of... Should I roll perception for that?
You can, but it's incredibly dark, so it's probably going to be at like...
It's irrelevant. I have
That's right.
lightness goggles, and I have... Well,
Yeah.
that's irrelevant. I'd be able to hear it, and I'd be able to see
Fucking
it.
not new player. Campaign made for like level 1 people.
Yes,
And you're like, what? I have 80,000 gelt and the best eyes money can buy.
pretty much.
So, alright, you can step out, and I guess if you want to roll a perception test.
Where's perception? There it is. Good. Unless that was like easy or something. I didn't see shit.
It was not easy. So which direction are you looking, or are you just like spinning
I'm gonna
in
be
circles
looking-
from the
well-
top of the building?
I'm mostly going to be focused on the cathedral itself. And then, if I don't see anything there, I'm just going to basically look out to see if I can see any of the lights or that kind of phenomena. And then after that, I'm just going to walk around the entirety of the place once. See if I see anything unusual while I'm doing that.
Yeah, you don't see shit that looks out of the ordinary.
Okay.
You look around and you see a camp that looks like shit surrounding the cathedral.
Good.
So,
Then yeah, eventually I'm going to go back and basically tuck in for the night.
okay. Hack.
Again, I'm going to sleep
Yeah.
with my
Do the same.
photon.
What?
I'm
Said
gonna
I'll be doing the same, sleeping.
Oh, got it.
Yep. Next day.
It is the next day.
I wake up. Yes.
Fucking reading.
Don't you love it?
I just don't like that half of this campaign is me reading verbatim.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
They're like, feel free to make stuff up as you want. I'm like, okay, well, what is there to go off of? And they're like, there's phenomena going on. And I'm
Things
like,
and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, all right. And then what next? They're like, oh, just go ahead and read 3 pages verbatim that this character is going to say. You're not allowed to create any kind of character for him.
Good.
So,
Happy Railroad.
yep. Good. I also like the parts where it gives you freedom because you don't do anything, and the parts where you don't have freedom, you try to do stuff.
Good.
Yep. We can
Right here, it's
sense-
basically, it's like one paragraph that says vamp for a half an hour. So, anyways, so you all wake up in the morning. It's pretty exciting. You can see in front of you. Actually, it doesn't really matter in Allie's case.
Doesn't matter for me. It matters for him, though.
Yeah, Hack, you can see in front of you. It's very exciting.
I mean, it matters for him. I should look down. Ah, consistency.
So, Aristarchus, or you were awoken rather, because Aristarchus is sent for you. So, you are given a few minutes to get ready or do as you please, but he has summoned you to his room.
Okay. I'm just gonna do a quick check over my weaponry and equip myself with all my normal stuff and go to his room.
Okay.
Is there like a chest or something in my room I could drop some stuff off?
It is a large empty room with, let's call it, a bed. You have plenty of space to set stuff down, but nowhere to technically store it, except for the room itself.
Oh, I'm gonna slide the auto pistol that I got underneath the bed.
Okay.
That's about it, though. I'm not gonna need it.
Well, I said let's call it a bed. It's a mattress on the floor, so...
Okay, well, I'm gonna tuck it underneath the mattress.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before I go, Richard, would you like some of the crap I don't want, just to sell it later?
Give it to Rex, so he can carry it. I don't have the strength or toughness to carry that much more than I already do.
Oh, well, I could carry all of my stuff. I just figured.
Oh yeah, then they'll take whatever you want to sell when we can sell it.
Okay. Just the stuff to carry, but alright.
I don't think they were going to be able to sell it here, so...
Yeah, no.
But we'll find out if we can do anything.
Didn't want to carry it. Oh well. Yeah, then I guess I'll just leave my room with all my stuff on me then.
Okay.
And I'll... Yeah.
Moving forward.
Baby steps.
Feel free to summarize the events that have happened thus far on your walk over to Aristarchus's room.
So, we showed up. Not a lot happened. We asked a lot of questions. Then we went out to the desert to come here. I noted specifically that... Oh, one thing that happened. Kaladin and I were, like, watching in the desert during the night, or on watch, there was, like, a zombie thing. Or not really a zombie. There was just like a corpse that was standing somewhere.
Whoa. In character.
Oh, I want me to summarize it in character? So
this
Hack...
is a good chance to get your players to recap to each other the events so far and formulate a plan of action between themselves.
So Hack, as you may well remember, since you were there too...
Apparently.
Well, I have total recall, so...
Good. The character without total recall explaining what happened to the character who can't forget.
Yeah, pretty much. As you may well remember, Hack, there was this corpse that was standing, and our good friend Rex, as he approached it, it fell to the ground, and it had its eyes pecked out, and Aristarchus didn't seem to think too much of it, but it seemed very odd that we didn't notice it while we were making camp. So, yes. Beyond that, I have nothing really to add. As far as our investigation goes, I believe that we should proceed as though everything is normal until more information shakes out for us. Though I cast doubt on a few dramatis personae, I don't know enough yet to make any summations, other than that I really want to start attempting to steal those tarot cards. But that's mostly just for me. That has nothing to do with the investigation. I just want them.
Did you actually tell Hack that?
Yes.
Good. Hack, don't tell Aristarchus, but I'm going to steal his shit.
But
You have no reason not to tell him, because it's not like we're friends or you're my hired bodyguard, but I'm going to do it.
Okay. I guess
I'm so gonna do this. I'm not saying that I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying that I really like them. You know? They're really cool.
You seem really neat.
I would like to possess a tarot card set like that.
Okay.
As far as he knows, I'm just like a nice person. Like, he doesn't know what I do for a living.
That's true.
It's true.
I'm just someone who's a very keen observer of tarot cards.
Hack, anything exciting you would like to do? during this conversation?
Well, I guess I'll just
This
respond.
organic conversation that was in no way forced by the GM.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess I'll just respond. I'm only here to kill if necessary and destroy
As most Techpriests are.
tech.
Okay.
How charming it is to speak with you. Then we continue.
And Rex trips and falls on his face.
Good.
Good. It's a -10 to movement or something.
No,
Yeah.
we just laugh at him.
Just laugh at him.
So, you reach Aristarchus' room and notice that he is looking completely worn out. He looks awful.
Good.
Terrible by comparison to when you first met him in Port Suffering, and he looked radiant and charming.
Mm-hmm.
He has bags under his eyes, or dark circles under his eyes. He looks rickety. He looks like he's got Ebola.
Good.
Aww, that's cute.
Topical.
Very topical. This will be great in like 6 months. But anyways, yeah, he's not looking so good. Looks like he
Yeah.
might have some form of food poisoning or a really bad cold. He is rickety. He's shaking. Shit's not great.
Right.
Good.
Is he gonna say anything, or are we just gonna stare at him for a little while?
Nope, because the book says that he's going to call you over, and then you have to initiate conversation with him. And he has nothing to say.
Aristarchus, you seem quite under the weather.
He smiles. Says, I've endured much worse than a few sleepless nights in the Emperor's service.
Still, you seem ill. You should take well to rest. Have you heard
Sure.
news of the abbot?
I've heard no news from the abbot. I've not left my room since last evening.
Ah, well, I feel Hack and I should go and pay him a visit if he is able to see us.
Actually, I was just on my way to meet him, and I should very much like it if you accompany me.
Excellent.
Looking him over, I'll ask him, do you need assistance in moving?
Need assistance what?
In moving.
Oh. No. Thank you, good tech priest. I do believe I can manage on my own. But I say to the three of you, do bear in mind, while you should feel free to ask the abbot anything you feel pertinent to this investigation, remain polite and keep your eyes open.
Of course. Giant shit-eating grin.
I'll release a little bit of air from my respirator unit.
Good
Rex
standard
farts.
response.
Yes.
I guess
Good.
I'll do all the talking. It is my job.
You don't want me talking to people.
No, I don't.
31 fellowship. Right here.
31 fellowship, and don't you get like a negative modifier to anyone who's not like, or something to do with the Imperium?
No, that's for scholastic or well, wait. Is it scholastic?
Ecclesiarchy?
Yeah, it's ecclesiarchy, but it's a stranger to the cult. Forge world characters take a -10 penalty on tests involving knowledge of the Imperial Creed, -5 on fellowship tests to interact with members of the ecclesiarchy in formal settings.
Yeah, which we're gonna do.
So
let's not
effectively -20 or 26.
let's not deal with that.
Just
Anyways,
letting air out.
yes,
should
we
make
will
it
all proceed.
Yeah. So you make your way over to the priory, and as you get there, you're greeted by Brother Lamarck. So,
Brother!
brother. So, good morning. Splendid to see you all. Welcome.
It's good to see you, Brother Lamarck.
And you as well. I don't believe we exchanged pleasantries last night, actually.
No. I apologize for my hurried behavior. My name is Aluna Lind.
Excellent to meet you, Aluna.
And this is my my bodyguard, Rax, and our tech priest,
Rax.
Hack.
Just let out more air.
He doesn't like to talk much.
So,
We're here to see the abbot.
in a completely unrelated to anything because nobody asked last night, Lamarck shouts, "Excellent news! The child that the abbot was with last night is doing much better. She will live. She has opened her eyes."
Excellent! Whose child was this?
The dying one that nobody asked about.
What was he doing with the child?
Don't ask.
What kind of abbot is this?
Let's hope he's not Catholic. Anyways! Hail the miracle! We were just on our way to see the abbot.
Excellent. I'll lead you inside.
Awesome. Let's have more stilted dialogue.
Good.
As we're walking in, I'll mutter miracle.
And he releases sacred incense.
So yeah, you walk into the priory. It's a large square room. Not a lot of furnishing. There are some pews and benches, and that's pretty exciting because the first furniture you've seen in like 3 days. St. Drusus has been painted on all of the walls. Crudely, but he is there, and you do recognize it as St. Drusus.
Excellent. As we would, as he is a pretty common saint.
Yeah.
Or a well-known saint.
So, waiting for you in the room is the abbot and the man from the gate, which you are all excited to see.
Totally.
Hope.
So,
Love him.
Can I kill him?
unfortunately, no. But you
So
may try.
I should try to kill him. This is what I'm hearing. You shouldn't be telling me
Yes.
these things.
You should definitely try and kill him.
Good.
If
Maybe.
you'd like to kill the abbot right now, that would save us a lot of time, and it'll save me about 5 paragraphs.
I don't have
So,
any particular reason to kill him yet. So
I'm just gonna wait, see what happens.
Good.
Mostly just to make you talk. As soon as you're done with your entire conversation, called shot to the head with my bolt pistol.
I'm a man of very few voices. I barely have one of my own, so this'll be fun.
Yep.
Good morning. I'm Prelate Orland Sky. I have the honor to be missionary abbot of Stern Hope. Good brother Lamarck greeted you last night in my stead, and this tall and dangerous-looking fellow you may remember from the gate is Brother Severus, our
Snake.
intercessor here. My apologies for not meeting you when you arrived, but my duties kept me from it. Thank you all for coming to us in our hour of need. When I first issued my request for assistance, I could not have hoped for more prompt attention. Let me tell you of ourselves and our place here, by way of context. I know what you all must be thinking. How did this worn-out old man talk the ecclesiarchy into building such a magnificent cathedral on this forsaken rock?
I wasn't thinking that.
You were totally thinking that. It wasn't that difficult, really. In another life, ages ago, I was of a noble family, and not without a few connections. I let my family know that an old man's memory is far more apt to slip when he has nothing to occupy his time. Thank you. Thank you both.
Oh wait, no, we need to change our things to Aluna and...
Oh, you're just having a conversation right in front of the guy? He's
That was
like, welcome to my mission area. And they're like, fuck this guy.
Basically.
that was completely out of character. That was okay.
I was totally in character for him. Like, this dude's so high right now. Continue. Also, I forgot to rejoin as a game. Or in the game as a player. Sorry.
Spoilers, his last name is Sky.
It's Skay, but...
Well, whatever.
I just pronounced it Sky because I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
Notice I've been calling him the Abbot this time.
Anyways,
So.
let's continue.
Oh, back to the wall of text. Exciting. Memory is for apt to slip, blah, blah, blah. That, coupled with the wonderful story of a lifetime of service and working many hours with the locals, has given birth to this place. The throne helps those who plan well, as the saying goes, and thanks to the diligent toil and faith of the good people of our congregation, we have brought forth a miracle into the barren land. And not one I will see endangered. In recent times, we have been plagued by signs and portents, visions and phantoms that may indicate that some foul evil has come to my congregation. There have also been disappearances, deaths, and other portents. I am a priest of the Imperial faith, and I have seen much in my years, and do not take such things lightly. And so I called on those you serve to aid us. I ask you, I implore you, to get to the bottom of this. If it is nothing, so much the better. But if there truly is a moral threat, find it, destroy it, purge it. Tomorrow, on the feast of Saint Drusus, we shall consecrate our cathedral to his glory. Nothing must stop that. Nothing. You will have our full support. Now I imagine you have some questions.
Okay, so he is done.
Ta-da!
Ah.
He has a lot of exclamation points in random places.
Abbot Sky, Brother Lamarck was telling us that that he has witnessed lights in the distance and other very subtly off things. Have you witnessed anything of that nature going on?
It's telling me to consult this table for information, but this is stuff that the people are supposed to tell you. I don't know what the fuck the abbot's supposed to tell you.
I don't know either.
Hmm?
I don't know. I'm not going to read it
No.
to tell you, so...
That would be spoilers.
Yeah. Take your time. Relax. Don't do it. We watched Zoolander recently.
Oh, this is so exciting.
I haven't
I'm
watched that in
so
a long
excited.
time.
I hadn't either.
What?
We're talking about Zoolander. Keep doing what you're doing.
Got it. So I'm sorry, you asked about anything strange?
Yes, if you'd witnessed anything strange.
Specifically lights.
Are you clicking a pen?
Stop doing that, it's loud.
Anyways.
Stop it.
Well, recently, there has been much unexplained sickness and quite a few deaths among the livestock, and more recently, those poor souls who have come and volunteered their times and lives for the building of this cathedral. There have been several disappearances over the last few weeks. Strange lights in the hills. Phantom noises, such as hammering, wing beats, laughter, Several bodies have been found, possibly bandits, judging by their scattered gear, up in the heights just above the settlement. They were all killed recently, but they had been picked clean, straight down to the bone. Virtually, at least. Very little meat left on them. But Iocanthus is not a friendly place. This could have been many things. That's about the extent of what we've seen going on around here in the final phases of construction of this cathedral, but very worrisome nonetheless.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Has anything else happened odd during the construction of the cathedral? Closer to camp, perhaps?
Sorry, what was the last part? During the construction of the cathedral, what?
Close to camp. Close to here.
Only those things that I have mentioned.
Very good. Is there any chance that we could, go into the cathedral and check it out?
I would prefer if the cathedral remained empty until its consecration.
Oh, why is this?
It is a holy place, and only through necessity do people enter it for its building. I would like no one who is not required step foot in there until it is an official place of holiness under the God Emperor.
Surely, though, you would make exception for acolytes of... Do the rest of these people, out of character, do they know that we're acolytes of the Inquisition already?
Yes.
Okay.
They specifically called for you, so...
Good. Well, yeah, I just didn't want to, like, freak anyone out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just... Yeah. Surely you could make an exception for us to do a very swift security check as acolytes of the Inquisition.
I assure you, my dear acolyte, there is no danger within the cathedral itself. This is a well-guarded encampment, and I myself have been inside to oversee the construction of the cathedral on a daily basis. There is nothing wrong inside. The danger lies outside of the encampment.
Can I scrutinize that?
You can,
All right.
but it's at a -20.
Okay, that's fine. Give me a second. Come on, rolls! Where's scrutiny? At a -20.
It's at a -20. It's a hard scrutiny test.
This should all be fun.
You successfully notice that this guy is going out of his way to deflect attention away from the building of the cathedral, as well as the cathedral building itself.
Okay,
That's all
Yeah.
you get from that, though.
that's fine. Very well. Good Abbot. I wouldn't wish to worry your mind or anything. We will stay out until the proper time, unless the need arises that we must defend the cathedral.
Of course, I thank you for that decision. Thank you for respecting my wishes.
Yes, of course. What can you tell me of the workers around here? Surely they've noticed these oddities as well. Are they mostly servants under the Inquisition, or the Emperor, or are they the Ashleen as well?
The builders come from all walks of life. We have many Ashleen helping with the construction of the cathedral. Those who simply wish to see an end to the endless warring on Iacanthos come here in the hopes of seeing a large unifying structure under which their banner may fly to stop the ceaseless fighting and death of their people. We also have many settlers from Port Suffering who have chosen to abandon the mining of the Ghost Flower to come here and see their faith rewarded. We have many off-worlders who have come. We have vagrants, peasants, wealthy, other missionaries. Everyone has come to see the building of the first imperial source of true power on this planet. Honest power.
Very good. Would you mind terribly if I went around and asked them what they've seen in these, just to be completely sure that there is nothing going on within the walls of the cathedral?
No, of course, I welcome it.
Very good.
I beg you to.
Very good. Then that is where I believe I shall begin my investigation here.
Of course. If that's all you need from me, I may offer you Brother Lamarck as a guide around the camps.
Excellent.
I hope he will be half as helpful to you as he has been to me over these last few years.
I'm sure he will be most up to the task.
As am I.
And then I will salute with the Emperor Protects. And
He returns it, and now, if you'll excuse me, I must prepare for tomorrow's ceremonies. I look forward to seeing you all there.
yes, we shall. We shall be there. It will be quite a day, I'm sure.
So, the abbot walks off with Brother Severus.
Alright, and Lamarck comes to us.
Lamarck comes to you, and
What's Tarkus doing?
Hmm?
What's Aristarchus doing? Is he just chilling
I
out?
just heard Tarkus, and I was like, who the fuck is Tarkus?
Good.
Aristarchus is standing there, getting a little bit wobbly, but more so than that, he looks as though he was obviously paying attention during the conversation, but he looks as though he hasn't heard a word of it. He appears incredibly distracted, and he's muttering to himself, not in any way audibly, just his mouth is moving and there is sound coming out, but nothing you can make out.
Seer, is anything on your mind?
Huh? No. I... If you would like to conduct investigations of the encampment, I believe it is once more time that I retire back to my room. And I would certainly hope that your investigations go well in my absence. And before you can say anything else to him, he turns around and begins to trying to think of a word stronger than saunter, because he is hobbling back to his room.
There you go. Rex, go help the man and get you out of here.
Yeah.
Alright, anyways.
As he's walking away,
Would you like to tell Rax where to meet you?
I'll just have Rax basically watch Aristarchus, like, stay with him.
No.
No?
Aristarchus is requested to be alone.
Alright, well then, I'll just have him stand guard basically out in front of the cathedral so he can see our building,
Okay.
but he's not like that. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Hack?
Oh, before he walks away, can I do a warp test? A forbidden lore warp test to see if he's under the effects of anything from the warp?
That'd be like a Cynician's test. That wouldn't be a forbidden lore.
It wouldn't.
That wouldn't be something that he would be able to do, right?
An understanding of the ways of the warp, especially in its interaction with real space and how tides and ebbs can affect travel between the stars. So no.
I still don't think you could.
Unless it was like a body or something that you could like dissect, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, I don't
No.
think you could.
It'd be a
able to,
Cynician's
like-
test to see if he's actually being like possessed or attacked by the warp.
Mm.
Otherwise, lore is mostly like lore, like, oh, this looks like something, a case of possession by Slanesh or something.
Like, if a psyker were here and made a Cynician's test, but didn't do it with enough degrees of success to see, like, what's going on, he just said, there is a phenomenon going on around here. You could use your forbidden lore to be like, it's that guy, I recognize the symptoms. Correct?
Yeah. A lore is basically a diagnostic tool, but it can't tell you exactly like what's going on. It's not an investigatory tool. It's knowledge after that.
Worth a try.
Yeah. Like, although, I don't know, if you noticed his muttering, you could possibly do a lore warp, or lore of a warp on that.
If you want to do the test, I'll let you.
No harm in trying.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll imply, or I'll not imply, but I'll give you a
Impose.
minus 20 on it, though, just because it's a pretty weak,
Justification.
yeah.
Okay. Minus 20 kind of screws that a lot.
It's an intelligence test, it'll be fine. See? Look at you. You're fine.
Barely.
It's okay, I was only
As far
barely
as you
good enough
can
on the
tell, though,
scrutiny.
He's not under the influence of the warp.
Mm.
Good.
So,
Hack, brother, Lamarck, let us proceed around camp and tend to my inquiries.
indeed, let us. And Tomato.
Yes, of course. As we walk out of we were at the Priory, right?
Yeah, you were at the Priory. I have your characters there on the map. So.
Yeah. As we walk out of the Priory, I turn to Lamarck. How long have you been with the good abbot? He mentioned you were with him for a long time.
Let me read and see if it says specifically. Cause
Okay. No problem.
There. While you're looking that up, I'll note that I'll have one hand on my chain sword.
Good.
As we're walking around.
Okay.
In case you want to know, I'm also going to ask him about Snape at the same time.
Got it.
Just so you can do all your reading at once.
Yeah.
Well, we can do this while he's reading.
It gives me no information as to. It just says
Yeah, and then you
a
can just
long
say-
time,
you
and
can
it
just
also
say a
doesn't
long
tell me
time.
how long. I keep saying that the cathedral's been under construction for years. I have no idea how long it's actually taken to get built.
Okay.
But Lamarck has basically been there from the beginning, so I'll.
Oh, I was just
say
meaning
that-
like, was he with the was he with Sky before he came to Iacanthos, or is he
Got it.
a local?
I can answer that,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you're looking for specific times on things, it's
No,
not.
I'm not
giving
looking
me
for
shit.
specific. I'm just looking for general
Yeah.
kind of things. Anyways, while he's reading,
Yeah, let me actually.
I
write
turned
this
to
down.
Hack, and Hack, you seemed a bit ready for combat. Worried about anything?
I know not of what to expect amongst these people. And your bodyguard is not near.
Yes, I suppose you will have to, take over his duties tentatively for a little bit. And I, pull my scabbard and sword and, motion to give it to you. If you would like to borrow these for a little while, I have no problem lending them to you. You'll find that it is a very nice blade.
What were the stats on your weapon again?
It's a normal sword with mono blade, so it's basically a 1d10 plus 3, I think, with a 2 penetration. And it's balanced.
And it doesn't count as primitive anymore, right?
Nope, not primitive.
Because the mono.
Oh no, it's a straight 1d10. Yeah, it's
So
1d10 plus your strength bonus, and it's
4.
mono balanced.
One second. Let me look over. I have a weapon skill of 45, so effectively 35. So it's 35% chance to hit. Potential to do at least 4 damage.
At least 5 damage, because your strength bonus is 4 plus 1. Because you can't roll a 0
Yes,
on a d10.
That's true. Yeah, I guess I'll take it.
Alright.
And I'll, as you motion it towards me, I'll go ahead and pull out the blade and give it a look over and go, this'll do nicely. Now go ahead and clip it to my belt.
Okay.
It
Yes.
should be noted though that I'll still keep my hand on my chainsword though.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
please do not act rashly with it, lest it leads back to me.
Hopefully I won't need to use it.
Yes, hopefully. Anyways, and I turn back to Brother Lamarck.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, would you repeat yourself?
How long have you been with the good abbot?
Ah, my dear girl, from nearly the beginning, I was sent here by the ecclesiarchy to assist him with the building of the cathedral. I know not how long he was here before I was, but surely 'twas not more than a fortnight.
Ah, so you've been with him for only as long as the cathedral was under construction?
Yes, yes. I had no idea that the cathedral was even being built, but upon hearing of it, the ecclesiarchy sent me, and I was rejoiced. Or I rejoiced, or I was overjoyed, whichever. I don't care. I'm happy. Deal with it. That I should be involved with such a glorious task.
Yes, it does seem fortuitous that you would be tasked with the building of such a fine monument to the God Emperor's glory.
Truly a fine monument.
What do you know of Brother Severus, was it?
Ah, Severus. Severus is not much a holy man himself, but he is a fine man. He may not hold the same love for the God Emperor that I do, or Sky even, but he is a righteous and a noble man in this lifetime. In ages past, he was a sniper with the infamous Scythewind unit. They were an Imperial Guard regiment on the death world of Mortessa. He has the tribal tattoos to prove it if you want. Or if you can get close enough with him to ask. Though that would be difficult. The man hardly speaks. He...
So that's not a guy to fuck with. Good to know.
Yeah.
So I would get along with him.
He might. Danny'd get along with him.
Danny would get along with him great.
Except you didn't
He came
fucking
here-
show up.
He came here to beef up security, but he may as well be Sky's personal bodyguard. He rarely acts on his own initiative. He much prefers orders and guidelines.
I know the type.
So he is a good man, but not much of a drinker. Hard to get to know the man.
Fair enough. I thank you for your information. Now, let us go about and ask the people some questions.
Yes, the people.
The people! So yeah. I'm gonna ask both sets the normal, like, the settlers and the Ashleen. I'd like to make 2 separate checks.
Okay. Well, they have not separated themselves.
But I could tell, right?
Yeah. Oh no, you can tell who's Ashleen and who's
Yeah,
not.
so
But
I'm just
saying,
gonna ask-
the settlement is completely integrated.
Yeah.
Nobody, everyone is there under one unifying thing.
Yeah.
Admittedly, if this cathedral were to fall apart, the only thing holding them all together would fall apart as well. And
But yeah, I basically just want to, like, when I'm making my inquiry, I'm going
Yeah.
to ask specifically to both of them
mm-hmm.
separately, because I want to see if there's any disparity between their stories.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna look around for general gossip about the building of the cathedral and any of the distractions. Or not distractions, disruptions. Psychic phenomena, that kind of stuff.
I'll listen to everything.
Yep. Hell, listen.
Okay. So,
Make an inquiry. Roll.
so you're just gonna make a standard inquiry?
Yeah, because I'm just looking for gossip. I'm not trying to get anything too specific yet.
You can do inquiry or charm, but if it's charm, you have to specifically tell me who you're talking to. But inquiry, I assume you just do a general path.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just generally, like, throwing out a
Alright,
net
so-
to see what I can get.
go ahead and make an inquiry test. You get a +10 because it's just routine.
Okay.
So people are willing to talk to you.
Yeah. Barely made that. Fuck.
Okay.
And this is for both sets, if they're any different.
Yeah. So. By the way, the thing also doesn't discriminate against who's telling you what. So,
Okay.
so you asked about the happenings?
Yeah,
Sorry?
the psychic phenomena and any
Oh.
rumors regarding the construction of the cathedral.
This page is horribly scanned.
Good.
Okay. I heard that old Mother Vasa saw the stone of the altar weep blood. So she did. But then she was always half mad, that one, losing all her family to the slavers when she was young. Haven't seen her now for days. Probably wandered off somewhere.
Was that one of the Ashleen or one of the normal people?
I'm going to assume it was an Ashleen, seeing as they lost their family to slavers and they called it Old Mother Vasa.
Okay.
But
And then if I asked a normal person, would I get the same response? Or like a...
there's a ton of stuff here that I can give. None of it's really gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! You have to get 4 degrees of success if you want to hear a specific thing from an Ashleen and one from a pilgrim.
Can
So
I
you've got
re-roll
to-
an inquiry?
Huh?
Can I roll another inquiry check?
Yeah, there are thousands of people in this encampment. You can roll as many times as you want. Just know that the clock is ticking. So we'll just say
Each
every
one's like an
inquiry
hour?
you make takes you about. No, because if it takes an hour, you're just gonna be fucking done. We'll just say each one takes about 20 minutes, so you can get 3 done in an hour.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna do that. Until I get
Okay.
anything that's super good. And they're all plus 10s still?
They're all +10s.
There we go!
Okay.
20 minutes
Who would
later.
you like to hear from? Because you have to choose.
I want to hear from an Ashleen.
From the Ashleen? Okay. I guess it's just a standard inquiry test, so You
Wow.
can make up your question that you ask them after you hear the answer, I guess. So,
Okay.
when I was young, I lived in a steading not far from here. The old widows used to tell us never to stray to this place, that long ago, before the saint came, evil men ruled here and worshipped old and terrible gods, and the hill ran red with the blood of their victims. But now the emperor has come and we are saved. Yet I hear the tales of the lights on the hills, and I see the thrice-cursed shale crows flock here, and I remember the old widow's words round the night fires, and I tremble at the darkness.
Alright. Can I spend another 20 minutes and ask a normal person?
And ask what?
Standard settler from Port Suffering.
If you want to roll again.
I don't know, that seemed pretty useful. But I kind of want to test it against them. What time is it about in the day?
You guys got up pretty... You have a full day to investigate. And that's all today is centered around.
So I'm
Because
gonna
tomorrow
keep-
is the day of the consecration.
Yeah.
So
Alright, well then I'm going to keep asking people. I'm going to ask a normal settler and see if they have any other kind of information. With a plus 10.
Mhm.
There we go.
all right.
Getting both sides of the story.
So
Watch as it's like the only people that make any difference are like the space traveling people that showed up. God damn it.
this is specifically a pilgrim. So this is specifically an off-worlder who
Oh,
has
okay.
made the journey.
Good.
Abbot Sky is a holy man. Tireless he is in the service of the God Emperor. Why, once I'd left my tools up by the workings and went up there in the dark to reclaim them. Terrified I was until I heard Abbot Sky's voice. At least it must have been his voice. It was so soothing, and all my troubles and fears left me. Praying aloud on vigil he must have been. Strange thing, I can't remember what he said, but I saw him leave alone afterward. So it must have been him, mustn't it?
Hack! Hack! It's time for your lore! It's time for your... What's in it?
My lore?
Forbidden lore warped. See if that was actually him or not. See if you could diagnose, because it was something that was soothing to the guy, just like randomly super soothing, which isn't a normal thing. I don't think.
Wouldn't it be just easier to use a scrutinize on that one?
No, because I totally believe that guy thinks that's true. Scrutinize isn't going to tell us if the event was true, just if that guy believed it's true or not. I don't think he lied to me.
I don't think that is really warp related though.
Alright. Well, I mean, if you don't want to do it, that's fine.
Hey, you can try it, I just...
Yeah. Alright. Well, then I'm basically good with my investigation. I feel accomplished.
Alright.
That's
Seriously,
interesting.
I've got a full page of information that I can give you on this.
Interesting
so-
stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
if you want-
there's anything you can think of, Hack, then we'll do that, but I think it's going to be more after you.
I think it might be worth trying to see if we can find the place that the Ashland wandered off to. I think he said it was a shack or something.
Hmm?
The one that said that he wandered off as a young boy or something, found the shack. Or did I mishear something?
What was the Ashleen's 5+1? I thought it was just that he came from like a shithole and then he
Yeah,
wandered
he-
here.
He lived not far from here, and he used
Oh.
to come here, and he was told, or rather, he was told not to come here.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
The only thing that there is to like go out and find are bandits, and I don't really give a shit. I ain't going. I don't want to do that.
Bandits and the strange lights.
Yeah. I'd rather see them and then go when I see them. I'm not gonna just derp around in the hills out here. There was tear gas and shit underneath my underneath the gun I picked up. I ain't gonna wander these hills for no reason.
I think it'd be interesting to get an account of from the workers what happened inside of the cathedral. And we already have a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but it might be interesting to hear if there's more or something related to, like, again, either psych or warp phenomenon.
Alright. Then, can I see if I can ask any workers about that kind of stuff?
None of them will tell you anything. Like, I'll be perfectly honest.
Alright.
The people building the cathedral haven't noticed anything.
We spend 20 minutes jacking off, alright. Now, what do we want to do? Because I would still ask them, it just turns out that nothing happened.
Yeah, there's nothing to ask about the building, but there's a full page of information, but the people who are building not the people building the cathedral, but the cathedral itself has not been the center of any strange activity.
Okay.
It has all been the camp and the surrounding area.
Then I want to ask Lamarck about tomorrow, like what the whole day is supposed to entail exactly, as far as he knows, since I'm sure he's talked to the sky about the consecration or whatever.
Everyone I could tell you in character, but he would flower it up a lot, and I don't
I know
a lot about the consecration of
Okay.
cathedrals, so it's everyone in the entire encampment is going to gather within the cathedral, line up in the pews, and they will spend a few hours saying some prayers and consecrate the cathedral and open it to the general public. So
Very good.
Okay, well, I have something I could ask then. So I'll go ahead and turn to Brother Lamarck. Lamarck, I'm curious. Do you have a list of who has been inside of the actual cathedral?
I'm afraid I do not, as that is not really my area. I am much more a jack of all trades in this camp. I work a little bit of security. I do as much construction as possible. And, of course, I help... I can't think of people living in the encampment. The
Sky, Severus, Ashleen, settlers.
settlers is what I meant.
Pilgrims.
Like, just
Pilgrims.
the people who are in the camp. I help them with their prayers, as I am a cleric.
Ah.
Well, being a man of the cloth, and I kind of stutter on the word, have you yourself set foot inside of the cathedral?
Of course, many times during the construction. I laid one of the first stones. I don't actually know if it's made of stone, but
It probably is. It's like probably plascrete and stonework.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was just curious what his answer was going to be.
Brother, is there anyone else that will be joining us for the consecration, or is it simply the workers and ourselves that will be there?
we have another company of Ashleen who should be joining us tomorrow.
Ah, excellent. All right. Well, I look forward to the day. It shall be a memorable one.
Indeed, I certainly hope it will.
See if there's anywhere that I want to investigate before I... Just honestly, doesn't seem like there's much more that we're going to get from being here. Yeah, there's like nowhere I want to go because I can't go in the cathedral. Can I just like watch the cathedral for a while and see if there's anyone interesting that goes in or out?
Well, it looks to be there's only one way in.
But it's
Well, there's probably other ways in, but there's a main way, that's for sure.
I guess maybe something to look into would be the Warriors camp.
the Warriors camp.
I don't know if that exists yet, because he just said that they're going to show up tomorrow. Because initially that's what I was going to do too, but I think that might be tomorrow. He's like, yeah, there's going to be warriors from the Ashleen coming tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna just watch the outside of the cathedral and see if any of the notable people like Aristarchus or Severus or the abbot walk in or out.
Alright.
And I will do this until I think of something else to do.
Well, I'm telling you, the entire day is centered around this investigation, and you've got pretty much 2 good options and anything else you guys can think of, which may or may not yield any results. But yeah, as soon as you guys say you're done, it's just going to be tomorrow. So
Yeah, no.
and there is still information to be found out. It's
Yeah, no. That's why
none of it's like vital, but
Anyways, we get it.
you would very much like to.
Is there anything that you can think of? Because that's literally the only thing that I can think to do right now is to just watch and see if anything unusual happens around the cathedral.
Aristarchus said not to disturb him, but he's acting weird.
You want to go check on him?
I suppose I could.
And I'll watch the cathedral because I really want to talk to like Severus or Sky alone if I could.
Mm.
So that's why I'm watching the cathedral.
Okay.
So are you guys
We're gonna
splitting up, or are you?
Yeah, we're splitting up. He's
Yeah, we'll
gonna go to back to where Aristarchus is, and then Kaladin and I are gonna be chilling out watching the cathedral.
Okay. Which of you wants to go first?
I'll go first because it's basically just gonna be a really quick perception check, I would assume.
Yeah.
All right. So just roll perception.
Just roll perception.
Any modifiers? Plus,
Nope.
minus. All right. Straight perception. What do I see?
Specifically at the cathedral?
Around the cathedral, yeah. Like immediately around the cathedral.
Immediately around the cathedral? Nothing. Nobody's going. The only thing slightly of note you notice is that nobody's really going around it, but that makes sense seeing as the construction of the cathedral has been finished for probably at least 5 days now.
Okay.
They've just been furnishing the insides and getting it ready for its consecration, and the only people doing that are a few holy people that
Yeah. But I
have
mean,
been
like,
selected.
I don't notice, like,
You haven't noticed
anybody
Sky go
going
in or out, Severus hasn't gone in or out, Lamarck is Lamarck with you, or did he go with...
He'd probably be hanging out with me.
Okay,
We're shooting the
So-
shit while he goes and checks on Aristarchus.
yeah, so Lamarck is standing right next to you,
Okay.
so the only thing of note that you can see is that nobody is going in or out of the cathedral,
Alright.
but it's not terribly noteworthy because nobody should be.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Then do hack, and then I'll tell you what I want to do for the rest of the day.
Okay, Hack?
Okay, then I'll go ahead and make my way to the Crying Clota guest hall.
Okay.
One second. I know this is kind of pointless, but I'm gonna, as I'm walking to the hall, I'm gonna look to see if I'm being followed or not.
Okay, go ahead and... Would that be a perception check or an awareness
It's an
check?
awareness.
Awareness?
If he's looking for someone who's following him, it's an awareness test.
Oh, well, fuck me. Then have what I just rolled.
Okay,
Oh, I still failed anyway.
you don't notice anything.
Good.
Anytime that it's this possibility of it being dangerous, it's awareness.
Mm.
Yeah, but if...
But yeah, like someone,
if
someone
I tell
following
him to roll
you.
an awareness test, or if I tell him to roll something because someone's following him, I have to tell him to roll an awareness
Roll
test.
an awareness test.
But he
Even
doesn't
if he
have...
doesn't.
Like, if he's just choosing... So...
If he's, because what he's trying to do is counter shadowing, so he
Mhm.
needs awareness to do that. Because perception won't.
Got it.
Perception's literally just like he looks around. You'd be like, "There's a guy with a coat," but you don't really notice that he's been following you for the last like hour.
Got it.
And he looks weird.
Yeah, so you don't notice anything.
Okay. Because I can't see Jack. That's what I get for not putting points into perception.
That's what you have me for, right?
Yeah. Except you're not next to me.
Well,
Um. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and proceed towards his room
Okay.
and go ahead and knock on his door.
Nobody answers.
Nobody answers. I'll knock again, but this time go, Aristarchus, are you in there?
You wait for a few moments, but there's no response.
Okay. I'm gonna put one hand on my chainsword and with my other hand open his door.
Okay.
What does he
How
see
would
when he looks in the door?
Is he? Are you like slowly peering in, or are you gonna slam the door wide open, or are you? How are you going about this? Since you've got your hand on your chainsword, so you're anticipating danger. So
Yeah, so very slowly.
okay. As you open the door, you see that the room is completely empty, save for Aristarchus's belongings,
Quick, get the tarot cards!
minus the
Okay.
tarot cards.
Yeah, no, they're on his body already. Or they're always on a pouch on him. I'd have to pickpocket him. Or murder
Okay.
him.
That's weird. Because earlier he said he wanted to go back to his room,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not in his room. Okay. Then,
He
I'm gonna...
wasn't lying. He did go to his room.
Not that you'd know that.
Yeah, not that I know that. Stop telling me things!
Well, no, I meant you watched him. You can, if you look on the map, you can see.
Yeah,
You can
you
see
could
your
have
building.
looked across and seen him do it.
Yeah.
You watched him walk to his room.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and open a channel to, Allie then.
Okay.
Allie, the, Psyker is not in his room.
There
Really?
are people around. You can ask. So, I mean, go ahead and continue your call. I just
I know.
Really? Do you know where he went?
I haven't investigated yet, but it seems in his current condition he couldn't have gotten far.
Yes, you ask around there and I'll see if anyone around the cathedral or the workers have seen him.
Yes, keep your eyes peeled. I'll go ahead and cut the channel.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go and inquiry with the workers while still keeping an eye out on the cathedral.
okay.
So it'd be pretty hard to miss the ornately
Yeah.
sick guy walking around.
So should I just roll an inquiry test?
You can roll an inquiry test, or you can roll an inquiry test with plus 50.
With plus 50?
Yeah.
Alright, so inquiry 50?
Okay.
Mhm.
So good
By the way,
luck
that's
failing that.
specifically only for Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Alright.
All right.
Still managed to roll a 61.
Yeah, I would have failed that had it not been for a modifier. Damn.
So-
Weird.
Feel free to roleplay that with anyone, and I'll just multiply it times however many people.
Alright. Have any of you seen the man I was with, Aristarchus? He's a very old gentleman who looks quite ornately dressed.
Who?
Aristarchus, the... oh god, I can't remember his description. Anyways, I'm gonna describe him to them.
He was like a tall, handsome-looking guy, but
Yes. Tall, handsome, wears robes and stuff. You know, he's pretty cool.
Might have
nobody,
had some cards in his hand.
nobody you talk to has any idea who you're talking about,
Okay.
because he showed up late last night in the dark, and most of them were asleep or.
Alright, he's never been here before.
hmm
Good.
Nobody knows who he is.
Okay. Awesome.
So it's like he never existed.
Alright, so it's all up to Hack now.
What a twist!
Good.
Hack. What's your? Is that fellowship for inquiry, or is that
Yeah, it's fellowship.
okay?
Yeah.
You get a plus 30.
Ooh. Okay. I'm not sure you have
You
an
get a
answer.
plus 30 only if you're asking within the crying quota.
Okay. Question. I'm not sure you're privy to this information, but does the inn have at least one exit? So it's like a bunch of halls or rooms, and then it goes into like a lobby kind of deal, or?
I am not privy to that information. All I can tell you is that it is 2 stories.
Yeah, figured that.
But all of your
Um,
rooms are on the first floor.
okay.
Let me just read real quick to see if it gives me any extra information, but okay. So, imagine it as a large Old West saloon, essentially. It is one giant bar, and
That is some intense motorboating.
at a helicopter? Okay. So, anyways, yeah, just imagine it as like an Old West saloon. It is a bar, and it's got tables and everything, and all along the sides of it are rooms that you can go off into, and then you can walk up some stairs to the second floor where there are more rooms.
Okay,
So,
somebody would
there's
somebody
there might be
would've-
like 2 or 3 exits, but if you want to get out of your room, you go into the main
Yeah.
main area.
Okay. In that case, then, as I'm leaving Aristarchus's room, do I see any like of the help or any like maids or something nearby?
This is a shitty encampment. Nobody's cleaning anyone's room but the
Okay.
person in there.
Then
If the person who was at the Crying Clota before you left a dump in your room, it is your job to clean it up.
Yummy.
But so there is no help, but there is probably someone manning the bar, and
No, I'll go
possibly someone serving drinks, as well as the patrons.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and proceed over to the bartender, whatever he is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Barkeep. I am looking for the gentleman I arrived with, the sickly one. Did you see him leave?
I don't know why the barkeep would be privy to this information, but
Well, he had to have seen people come and go out of his room. That's.
oh no, I
yeah,
meant
that's-
the particular information I'm giving you. Because yeah, you
Oh.
would have seen him leave, but I don't know why Aristarchus would walk up to the barkeep and be like, "Psst, don't tell anyone," or "Hey, if anyone asks."
Just so you know.
Yeah,
It's a bar. I don't know.
but oh yeah, that guy. He's got a private audience with the abbot, and they've asked not to be disturbed.
Private audience with the abbot. That's kind of weird. Okay. I guess I'll have to take that. Can't think of anything else to. Well, okay. Barkeep, while I have your attention, have you heard any unusual phenomena in the area?
I'm gonna go ahead and roll for that.
Yeah. Surprised you gave me the other thing for free.
Yeah, it's supposed to be given to you for free, so
Oh, okay. Do I have a modifier on that one or no?
it's a +10 for all inquiries taking place right now.
Barely passed that.
Woohoo!
Barely, you say?
Barely.
A 0
It
means
was-
he passed, but he was
Yeah.
on the number.
Yep.
So,
So I have a 31 and I rolled a 41. So it's a straight test.
you said phenomena?
Yep.
You know what? This barkeep sounds like a hick, so he'll be the suspicious type. I'll bump you up a degree of success. Because there's no more information on phenomena for standard successes.
Mm.
Strange lights have been seen dancing on the mountain, ill winds blowing up from the hill country. I saw them myself only the other night. The lights distant, but I saw them. Some fools believe it's a sign of the Emperor's favor, but those of Ashleen blood speak of old devils in the lost places angered by our intrusion onto their lands.
Alright. I'll take it. Can't think of anything else to ask him, so I'll go ahead and throw a 5 geld in his tip jar, whatever he's got going, and thank him for his time.
Right. He nods politely and waves you on your way as you've paid him and no longer want anything from him. You're taking up space in his bar.
Yep. 5 geld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got paid.
Hey, he was handy. Then I'll go ahead and I'll open another channel to Allie. Allie, are you there?
Yes. What have you found, Hack?
Poking around at the crying Clota, it would appear that the seer has seeked an audience with the abbot.
Not what I said.
Well, private meeting.
Well, no, I meant he didn't seek it. He's having a private meeting with him, but the guy didn't say that he went seeking it.
I guess. He still went there though.
Anyways. Really? That's a bit odd. And did anyone see him leave? Do you know where he is? I assume he's in the cathedral, but I've been watching it and I haven't seen anyone leave or enter.
I don't think I was told that. No, I
You
wasn't.
weren't.
I wasn't able to get that, but the cleric, he might know.
Yes.
Are you asking a little Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Meet us out in front of the cathedral if you have no more inquiry to, or no more that you need to inquire there.
Certainly. I'll get the channel again.
Mm-hmm.
Make my way outside.
Yeah.
Stomp, 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 stomp.
As he approaches, I turn to Lamarck. Brother, it seems that Aristarchus and Abbot Sky are having a meeting. I'm very worried, as Aristarchus seemed quite under the weather, and I'd like to go and check on him. Would you mind showing us to Abbot Sky's quarters?
I could show you to Abbott Sky's quarters, but I'm afraid I couldn't tell you where they go for meetings. If they're not there, I don't know where they would be.
Yes, well,
The
it's...
abbot frequently disappears, and the only person who knows where he goes is Brother Severus, but you'll have just as poor luck finding him as you would the abbot.
well, let us go to his quarters, and I will leave my man Kaladin here to see if he can find either Severus or the abbot or Aristarchus.
Of course. So, he just leads you back to the priory.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
of course, the abbot's...
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Alright.
The abbot's quarters are mostly empty as he has been moving most of his living, not equipment, but,
Supplies.
yeah, into the cathedral.
It appears that he must be moving to his new quarters in the cathedral. Would you mind if showing us to there? I'm sorry to impose upon you, but I do fear for my friend.
I understand, but I'm afraid I must respect the abbot's wishes, and I can neither show you to his quarters nor can I allow you within the cathedral's walls.
Very well. I'm going to tap on my Vox a couple of times and see if I can get Kaladin to knock on the cathedral door for me, since he's not with us.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to roll like a cipher or anything?
To get him to knock?
Yeah, to get him to do
No.
it. Okay.
That's fine. Lamarck's not going to care if you knock. He's just...
Not gonna show us in.
He's not going to show you where
Without-
his room is,
okay.
and he's not going to allow you inside.
Unless we're invited.
Yes.
Okay, well then never mind. Would it be alright if we...
But he has no problem with
yeah.
Rax knocking on the door.
Well, it doesn't matter if he has a problem with it or not, he wouldn't see it.
Yeah. Well, I meant, like, you could, on your box,
Yeah.
be like, hey, Rax, knock on the door. You wouldn't
Okay.
need to, like, cipher it.
Hey Rax, we're gonna head back to the cathedral. Would you mind knocking on the door to see if you can get anyone to talk to in there?
Sure thing, guys!
Yeah, basically. I had him chem-guild, and we walk back towards the cathedral.
He goes to knock on the door and trips.
Wham! Well, that's one way to do it.
So, anyways, you're walking back over to the cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's knocked at the door and there's been no response, so...
Right.
Does Kaladin have Intimidate?
He does. But... Brother Lamarck, would you mind waiting here for, anyone from the inside with Kaladin? Hack and I are going to go again and ask if anyone of the settlers or workers have seen Aristarchus or
Of course.
the abbot. Excellent, and we walk away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn to Hack. Alright, we have two choices as far as I can see him. We can either try and get through Lamarck and get him to let us in, or we can try and break in.
It's gonna be a long day.
Such an establishment should have more than one means of entering.
It should.
I believe we should scout around and see if we can find another entrance.
Very good. We do so.
Hold on, sorry.
Because I'd imagine if the abbot is just getting in and out, he's going to have a different means of doing so. Other than, the huge, obviously big
Yeah.
entrance that they've erected.
Also, Kaladin's been standing there the entire time, so he would have noticed anyone going in through the big-ass door.
Mhm.
Especially because I mentioned for him to look for Aristarchus doing anything like that. So he might not have been paying attention to Sky, because I'm sure Sky probably went straight to the cathedral.
That's literally the
afterwards.
only entrance.
So he magicked his way in there.
He magicked his way in there.
Good.
Okay.
Either that or we can just go with Rax as an idiot.
Secret entrances, or Rax is an idiot.
Rax has the opposite of total recall.
Wow.
He watched Aristarchus go in and went, "Hey Aristarchus, what's up?" I mean, "Hey Aristarchus!"
Alright, well I don't really want to burn the front door down, and I don't think we're going to be able to sneak into that. So,
Might be able to charm Pretty Boy.
yeah, we either need to charm Pretty Boy, and if that fails, then I guess we just see how this shakes out. Alright, so I go back up to Lamarck.
Okay.
And I'd like to use a charm test and impose upon him that I do truly worry for my good friend, and surely a cleric as righteous and noble as him would allow us to look in and try and find, or if he himself would just merely enter to see if he could locate our friend, that would be most helpful.
So I'm sorry. What are you currently trying to do? Just
Get him to either let us in because we're very worried, or go in himself to see if he can find him, and we'll wait out here.
yeah.
While he's doing the charm test, I'll take my hand off my sword.
You'll take what?
My hand off my
Gonna be a
chainsword.
little less threatening towards him,
If you're trying to charm him to let you in, you're taking that at a severe handicap. If you are just trying to get him to go in and look, it doesn't necessarily have to be like charming. You can just show
Ask.
sincere concern, and you can get a. You'll actually get. I understand that's just a charm test, but you will actually get a less of a bonus if you actually try and charm him than if you show true concern. So those are just your 3 options right now.
Well, I'm going to try and charm him to let us in first. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just going to show concern and ask that he go in to look in on him.
Alright. If you try and charm him to go in and look for you, it's going to be taken at a -10.
Okay. -10. Oops. No, that button. Oh! I rolled like a 90, didn't I? Yeah, I rolled a 91.
Okay, so
That's not going to happen.
yeah. I'm sorry, that was for him to go in for you, right?
That was for us.
Oh, for you
him
to go in?
let
Oh,
us
fuck, you weren't
in.
going to get that in. I'm sorry, I thought that was charming him so that he would go in for, like,
No, that was
please
us
let us
being
in.
like,
Okay.
like,
Oh,
can
yeah, no,
you
that was
let
supposed to be at a
us in to go?
-50 anyway, so you were fucked.
Good.
He was not going to...
So harder than a very hard.
Harder than an impossible.
Well,
He's a
the
pious
maximum.
man, and he has...
Yeah, the
strict-
maximum is a -60 because the max positive and the max negative modifiers are 60. Because that's goddamn near impossible.
It was goddamn near impossible to get him to let you in.
All right, well then I'm just gonna. Please, would you go in and see if you can at least find him and make sure that he is doing all right?
You can roll that at a +30 because he...
Do you want me to charm him or just an inquiry? Not that it matters. They're both the same roll for me, basically.
Yeah. We'll call it a charm, but
Okay.
it's, it's basically a plea.
With a 10?
No, with a +30.
Oh, 30. Good. Barely, mate. Jesus Christ, I was like right on that roll.
So, of course, I'll go in and I will see if I can locate them. I will see if Aristarchus is doing well. I wouldn't want the famed seer in any kind of danger the day before the consecration. Truly, he is an esteemed guest here.
Yes, thank you very much, Brother Lamarck. We will wait right here for your word.
So, Lamarck tentatively opens the door. It doesn't matter if you, like, look in. He's not trying to, like, secretly open the door and sneak in, but he's...
No, yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Very iffy about even going in himself. So. But he wanders in. So.
Turn to hack, so we're breaking in now, right?
I should point out that there are guards preventing anyone from entering, seeing as it is the only entrance. So,
I figured as much. I figured
But-
there was no way in.
yeah.
Unless we were like, smoke bombs! And then they'd be like, there's an attack on the cathedral!
You could still get into the cathedral, but it's...
Yeah.
I'm going to meta here and tell you it's not worth it.
Alright,
Not
well,
today.
we'll just see what Lamarck says and then go from there.
Alright. So, probably about like 20 minutes later, oh, hang on, let me actually... We... going down like 30 pages. Woo! Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Okay. Going back up 30 pages. Exciting stuff.
I'm riveted.
Yeah. So, about 20, 25 minutes later, Lamarck emerges from the building. I located them. They are within the abbot's personal office. I was not able to get in, as they would not allow me in, but I was assured that Aristarchus is being tended to whilst they talk. And I have no reason not to trust
Of course, of course.
fellow men of the cloth.
I just wanted to make sure that he was being looked after.
I can assure you, the abbot wants nothing more than for Aristarchus's good health. Well, other than the completion of this cathedral, perhaps. But it is quite important to the abbot. It has always been important to the abbot
Oh, why
that
is
Aristarchus be here.
why does the abbot hold Aristarchus in such a high regard?
Do you not know of Aristarchus's heritage?
Oh no, I've heard. Is that the only reason? His kinship?
This cathedral is being consecrated in honor of Saint Drusus. That is why it is so important to the abbot that it be consecrated tomorrow, on the anniversary of a historical, glorious, miraculous victory by Saint Drusus himself. And he wants nothing more than the living embodiment of Saint Drusus to be here to witness such a holy event.
Ah, of course. What victory was it again? I'm sorry, my history is a bit lacking.
I don't know the full details of the.
Okay.
I know the gist of the battle, but so imagine Lamar going into far more detail as both a holy man and someone who truly believes in this cathedral. He's going to give a lot more detail than I am, and it's going to be in much flowery language. But the gist of it is, it was a historical battle, truly one for the ages. Saint Drusus vanquished the Daemon Syak.
How do you spell that? for my notes?
Tsiyayk or something. I have to look it up.
So that'd just be psych.
Would it?
The T would be silent in that.
I like I said, I don't know how it's spelled. I have to actually
Alright.
look it up.
Anyways,
I'm gonna do that.
thank you very much, brother. That was most illuminating. If there's nothing that you guys want to do, then I'm basically just gonna go and help people for the rest of the day, and then make my way back and go to sleep.
Oh. Ouch.
So, Hack, is there anything you want to do?
Not really. There's not much to really do.
Yeah.
You can still. There's really not much to do, but I highly recommend that you do, as opposed because by now it's probably about like 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock. You've got 5 hours before the sun goes down, so if you still want to go into the hills to investigate the lights, you have time to do that. If you don't want to do that, I recommend you, rather than just saying, yeah, we do nothing and go to bed, you ask some more about, you just make some more inquiries. Because I told you there's a full page of information that it's not all of it is relevant, a lot of it is anecdotal, but...
Anyways, but basically I'm just gonna be helping people out and doing
And
that
it's
kind of stuff.
Tsyiak.
IAK?
IAK.
Okay.
How would you
yeah.
pronounce that? Because I've got Syak.
Yeah, I think it'd be Psych.
Okay.
Because I can't imagine the I being a short sound. Anyways, I'm just gonna help people out, and then if I overhear anything, then I guess I'll go with that. But we're coming up on 2 hours, so we're gonna take a break soon.
Fair enough.
Hack, what are you gonna be up to?
I'm gonna steal Brother and Mark and have him make him give me a tour of the place.
Okay. Well, then we're gonna go on break. You guys have 10 minutes.
Okie dokie.
So I will see you guys at about